Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about store-bought sweet potatoes, and then I'm going to introduce you to a specific cultivar that grows very well in Florida, and it is also rare, and I believe from Japan. Stay tuned. Okay, now for starters, you see what I did here? It's pretty much self-explanatory. I took sweet potatoes, cut them in half, and then stuck the halves into these, which used to be orchid pots, and filled them with water. They have no holes in the bottom, so they hold water. Now what you'll see here are toothpicks on all sides. Set it right into the pot like that, right? Now what you'll notice here are these shoots. They came out all at that bottom knot that the potato had. You'll see this one over here too. It's got a big old root cluster. Most of those roots I'm not even going to be using because they're not attached to a shoot, at least not yet. That looks like it might be growing something, like maybe a little shoot on there. So this is the easy part. This actually takes a lot more time than you would think. Now you see these tops. These tops are hard, just like the sweet potato itself. So when I cut the sweet potatoes, I cut 2 sweet potatoes. You only see 2 halves here. What happened is the other 2 halves were the bad halves. So every sweet potato is pretty much going to have a bad half and a good half. The good half will give you lots of shoots, like these. The bad half will just maybe give you 1 or 2 and start rotting. So this is the containment area. I had to create this containment area out of this wire here. First, you can tell that I started with some plastic stuff because it was cheaper. Well, it failed. The squirrels actually ripped right through it. This metal caging works. I mean, it absolutely does the job. So I produced this containment area for any kind of saplings, you know, any type of incubation project, so to speak, to try and help along any kind of saplings or young fruit trees or young vegetables until, you know, they're pretty much big enough to not be emaciated by the local wildlife, specifically the squirrels. Now, I've had rabbit problems too, so I'm sure most of you all may be aware of that. But you'll see the sweet potatoes. These are the store-bought sweet potatoes. They're down in there. Some of them are doing really good and are really tall. Others are just simply younger, so they're not really that big yet. Now I'm going to take you over to a specific cultivar that is called Tainan 64. I purchased these shoots from online on eBay, and they arrived within 3 days. The seller wrapped the bottoms of the shoots in wet paper towel and stuck it all in a plastic bag when they shipped to me. By the time it got to me, the shoots where the paper towels were already growing roots. So that's how quickly these things grow roots. It's really incredible. Now, the only reason I targeted this specific cultivar is because it's a heavy producer and does very well in the Florida climate. So this is only about a month and a half old, this little patch here. If I want to propagate, which I will, I'll be taking these shoots, because you see how long these are. You see how long they are? I mean, these things get long very quickly. It's insane. Well, I'll be taking these shoots and just rooting them and producing more locations where I want sweet potatoes to grow. You're not going to want to choose a location next to a bunch of trees. And you may not want full sun, but these seem to be doing pretty good at this location. Mind you, they're a little bit wilted right now in the torrid Florida sun. Now, they don't get a whole lot of morning sun, but they get a lot of afternoon sun. So they do need quite a bit of sun, to my knowledge. But I'm actually gonna test these in a more of like an understory environment where they don't get as much sun. Just want to see how they do. Now, if I were to put these over there, they would not do well at all. As a matter of fact, I've already tested some in a spot over there, and they died. So that's that when it comes to this specific cultivar. Now let's go back over here. I'm going to pull this cage up. I'm going to pop a few holes in the ground on this side over here, and I'm just going to take these newer shoots there. The cage is up. I'm going to take these new shoots and pluck them off of here because they're tall enough now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and here I'm going to focus on this one, this bigger one, the one behind it, this one, and then also this one. I'll leave the smaller ones if I can. If not, no biggie. They'll just have to grow together. So let me get to that, and then I'll start putting them in the ground. You can clearly see here what I've done. I left the small ones. I left that incy bincy one right there with this massive root system that it has grown. And then I took the tall shoots off one by one very carefully. Now I'm going to dig some holes on that side there and plant them. Okay, here's a tool. It's just a flat bar. Very simple one, small. But it's very convenient to use this. I like to either hold it like this, because this part fits right but perfect in the cup of my palm. And I like how this can cut and chop and pretty much pry open the earth wherever I need to place something small. And then I can also dig with this side. It's just really convenient. So this is what I do. I come into here. Just pop. See that? It's real easy. Grab my shoots. Now, you want to kind of twist them in there. At least that's what I'm doing. That works for me. And that's it on that. And then I'll just take and tighten that gap. I'm not even going to water these because it's most likely going to rain today. And if not, that's no biggie because this soil is already very moist. And there you have it. The successful transplanting of potato slips, aka shoots. Thanks for watching, and please check out all of my other content as I'm very informative in my videos and straight to the point. Have a good day.